Okay. So, okay, where I was? Okay, I was here. So I am just trying to tell you some useful tricks here, right? So one I was telling about this is for particular for indie user, which Tirtha might be used to if he has tried. Otherwise, one more thing is there like technical details here, right? Uh, okay, let's go to settings here. Here, here some options are there, some check boxes are there, right? Display technical names, right? So let's first tell you what it means, right? You come here, you can see for this customer invoice entry, FB70, right? It's coming something FB70, right? Which in SAP terminology we call them transaction codes, right? Which we can directly enter in our command bar and access our particular SAP that transaction. We can directly go to that particular transaction, whether it is customer invoices, credit memo, incoming payments, all those things. So these are particular transaction codes. So sometimes what happen, you can see in your system that this transaction code might not be there. Okay. So let's go now. Okay, let me try to log in again to this. Okay, it's done. Okay, fine. Wonderful. So, hmm. So what I was trying to say here that we see this particular transaction codes here, right? But many time in your system, what happened? Uh, this might not be checked. Okay. So if you come here, see this gone, right? So many times this transaction codes very useful. Otherwise, we should know this, or sometimes we know this transaction code we can directly enter to our uh, menu path here, right? But if say we don't know, like we don't know, then also what we can do, there is a transaction. This is also very handy sometimes, right? Search underscore SAP underscore menu. Here you can come and enter some text, right? Like invoice. If you want to guess what transaction code can be, and it might give you several results, right? What kind of invoices are there, right? Mero and all those things. So it's too much here. So let's uh, search in this again. Okay, like simple searches we can do here also, right? See, I entered customer invoice. Two notes comes. One for enter customer invoices FB70. This is transaction code. One is printing of the customer invoice. We can directly enter this transaction code and enter, but it's very hard to remember, right? So sometimes these kind of things can become handed to us. This is practical things, right? So we can understand. Okay, fine. This is the FB70. This is our transaction code which we enter, and we can directly access our uh, transaction. So that was one thing, right? So what I will do again, I will come to setting and I will do this technical name so that no need to do this thing again and again because daily it's very difficult. You see, all this comes up, right? Okay. And one more thing, what other information we can get from SAP GUI. Okay. So you see this SAP system, we can come and let's go to status. Okay. Now, so many information are here, right? You can see your username, you can see the client, you can see the language which you are logged into. Then there is some SAP data, repository data things, session manager and all. This make more sense to technical guys, but yes, this is the screen number for here, session and admin. Uh, this is also very important, system status, many times to know this screen number and all, because I think down the line, 2 to 3 years of experience after you might be finding this useful. If you are doing any application development and all, so which screen to access and all. So this all help there, right? But anyway, we will not load ourselves right now with these all things. These all things will come with as practice and all those things on. But what I want to show you, like you can check system status here. Uh, so many informations are there. You can see the operating system, server names here. Like if someone asks you, like what is their which database you are using, like any system. So you can go to system status and see all those things, right? Database system is HDB. Okay, so HANA database it is there. This particular schema is used. This is the user for that. Okay, fine. Then if someone asks you like what products version you are using, right? As I said, 1909 there, but am I using the 1909? How to know that, right? So we come here, install product version, and you can see like S4 HANA on premise 1909, right? ABAP platform 1909, S4 HANA Foundation 1909, Fury, which will be linked to this particular platform, is 1909, and what will the front end server 6.0. So this is the SAP front end server is 6.0 here. So we can say this GUI also front end server only, right? Front end application for to connect to a central SAP central server within the company network. So as SAP GUI you use, same way SAP Fiori we use. Okay. So this all information I want to share with you guys in brief. What all information we can find out, right? So I hope this information will be useful to you guys, right? Okay. Now, so this was all about SAP GUI. Now I would like to highlight with you guys like what easy access and IMG are, right? So here IMG actually stand for implementation guide. Okay. And as I said, like easy access. So this particular screen, which I am on right now, this is called SAP Easy Access screen, right? So what is usability, right? This particular screen usability is it have all the activities related to end users, super users, and top management. So this is what theoretically it is, and practically what does it mean? It means like if you can see like all whatever transactions or whatever day-to-day activities you want to do, you can perform from this SAP Easy Access itself. All transactions relevant to your authorization or your area will be available here, right? Which and this particularly governed by from the administration or basis of security team, right? Which users should have what accesses. So they will provide all those things, but as an user, when we want to run any applications, all those things we can use SAP Easy Access, right? So that so easy access part like top management, they will not come for configuration and all those things, right? They want report running in all those things, analytical reports, all those things to view, right? So they can do that thing through SAP Easy Access, and so that's for that purpose Easy Access is there. And here I would like to tell you one more thing here, that something called user menu is also there. Okay. So you can see here user menu for this particular user. So these all particular transaction codes are assigned, or these are particular folders are available for this particular user. Okay. So these all things also provided by our basis admin team, like and of course we can ask them, right? We can ask them, okay, these all authorization I want, right? So as they add the transaction codes and all, also these all folders and all automatically get comes up and for this added to our SAP user menu, right? So one is specific to us, right? And one another one is SAP menu, we say, like where we have all SAP related transactions available, right? So these all things we can access through SAP Easy Access. Okay, so I think this screen is clear. Now I would like to go through, let's say as a consultant, right? We don't want this only, right? We will be going for what? We basically we basically configure the system, right? So for that, where to go? Where we will do that, right? So for that, there is an IMG. In short form, it is IMG. Our full form is implementation guide. So two ways are there to go there. Okay. As I told you, like three ways to access any transactions, right? So first is SAP menu. We can go from here. We can go to tools like SAP menu, easy access. First, under SAP menu, we come to tools. Under customizing, we can come to IMG. Okay, so many things are there. We will come to slow by slow, but many of things are not useful to us. Okay, so I will just focus on what is useful to us. So this is the transaction SPRO. So either I click here, okay, to go to that particular screen, or I can enter in command bar also, like here. So as I entered SPRO, I came to this particular customizing screen, right? From here, we have to uh, click on this particular SAP reference IMG. Okay, fine. So here you can see when I come here, so what it says, SAP customizing implementation guide, right? So here we work as a consultant, as a functional consultant, when we do the configuration and all, as a project team member, whatever business process we need to map into SAP, all configurations are done here. And for us, like as area of interest, will be like financial accounting, okay, and controlling. So we'll mainly focus on this things, right? And there's but some prerequisites also are there, like enterprise structure, SAP NetWeaver node, okay, and this is something called conversion of accounting to SAP S4 HANA. So like we are just on the S4 HANA system, so this is not much sense, but I will come these all detail also. But I just want to show that there is an IMG, which is implementation guide, where we go and do the respective configurations. We have this financial accounting node. Then if you want to do the financial accounting global settings, we can come here and we can do our settings configurations here. Okay, like fiscal year if you want to define, ledger we want to define. Okay, uh, or fields, what these fields, why we need this is very also important every time we do standard fields and all those things. Okay, so why we need to define all those things, fine, what we can achieve through global parameters, okay, what we can achieve through this particular document node and all those things. This will all will be part when we'll be covering in the coming down the classes in our configuration and all those things, implementation part when I will be taking care. So this is implementation guide. This is where we do our configuration. Okay, so that particular transaction code is what? SPRO. Okay, guys. So till now it's clear. SAP GUI. So because this is where I rest my case as an SAP GUI introduction. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this was all information about SAP GUI. One user experience or one user interface, right? Now, second one is Fury. What then? The thing is, like when we can achieve all those things through this standard or traditional one, then why Fury come into picture, right? Why Fury is needed anyway, right? So as I told you, there because the thing is, we have some restrictions, right? As you can see, we need to come to desktop. Okay. Anyway, there is a basic thing. Just I want to know you that it's not like that. GUI can't run on a web browser and all, right? Because in that case this is specific to a desktop application. We also have link based on HTML5, SAP GUI for HTML5, right? So if you click on that, it will take you to some web browser. If you remember, I told you that in 2004 there was my SAP ERP, right, which was web browser based, right? But the thing is, that was not that user friendly thing. Okay, the web browser was there, but it was looking like from here only we came to web browser, same kind of persona, all those things were there, right? So it was not that user friendly thing. Okay, so it's not like that using SAP GUI, SAP was not able to go on web browsers. They were able to go on web browsers, right? Using SAP GUI for HTML5, right? Because this particular SAP GUI is for Windows system. Then if you have MacBook and all, then you'll be having SAP GUI based on running on Java environment. Okay, we say SAP GUI for Java environment because that's what Mac is all about, right? So JE we are using, and we have SAP GUI for HTML5 where we go for web browser things. Okay, but that was not that user friendly and all those things. What I mean to say, like that was not that good. Okay, so what happened? SAP with S4 HANA, they come with the this thing. Okay, they say SAP Fiori. Okay, they named it SAP Fiori. Why? Because basically this is the flower. Okay, this is the flower. They initial days. If you have seen the 1610 and system and all, SAP screen, Fiori screen used to open like this with the flower in the this, and this means flower in Italian. Okay, so they name it the flower because they thought the whole purpose, like the tagline of SAP Fiori was like, we will design simple and good looking apps, right? That's what SAP whole tagline or whole purpose was, why to design this new user experience or new user interface, like which was totally web based. And this particular Fiori application February, whatever the design, this particular thing was can run on all three, PDAs like our desktop or laptop or iPads or you can say pads or our mobile, right? So from everywhere it is accessible, right? So that's a good small introduction. Here that that SAP Fiori basically is nothing but cloud-based interface, specifically developed for SAP S4 HANA, and it gives us as an user a new user experience, right? And it provides a set of applications that are used in regular business functions like work approvals, financial applications, calculation apps, and various several self-service apps. It provides all those, right? So these are type of Fiori apps. But before that, I would just like to take you through uh, how to access this Fiori link, right? So again, I will come back. I will come back using these standard toolbar buttons. Okay, I came here, and you can see that I have already put this URL FLP logon here, right? This is an URL here, and I think you guys also will be having this. Okay, if you have system access. This is called FLP. FLP means Fiori Launchpad. So FLP log on. You just click here. It will take you here. Where gone? Okay. So don't worry about this. Okay. Because anyway, this certificate and all issues are there. So continue with this website. Okay. Then it will ask for user and all. So the SAP view from where you are logging, you can use same one here. Okay. Because this particular URL which is there, right? It has detail of which system you are logging to, right? It generates from there only, from that system. So it has all those details, which system you are logging to, right? It understands from this URL. So we just enter our uh, password here and language. And anyway, this client option is here, so 100. Okay. And we log on. Let's take it as through that. So see, one side you have seen through GUI, right? SAP GUI standard traditional interface, user interface, right? And second is this one. Now, can you share your experience? Like I'm just let it get it load. It is a bit slow here because real time it's not like that, but here many people might be accessing and all those things. So anyway, so it is loading here, right? So it's a bit loaded now. Slowly it is loading. Let it load. Okay, it's still loading. Though it's not that slow. Okay, this is fast only, but you just this is more of technicalities, infrastructure kind of thing. So that's why it's taking time. Otherwise, how many resources are allocated to this particular thing? Otherwise, it's pretty fast. Okay, I think it's slowly it's coming back. Okay, let it load. Let it load. The thing is, for this particular user ID, they have given a lot of applications or authorizations, right? So that's why it is taking. I think that is also the reason that it's taking that much of time. It's very slow, taking time to load. But anyway, when we work, right, like we will be working as a finance consultant, so we might not be having access to those many applications and all, right? Here, I think all applications accesses are given, and that's why it's a bit slow. But I mean, anyway, meantime, when it gets loaded, let's understand. Uh, this is SAP logo here, right? This is the home. If I click on home here, let's check. It will take to a user basic settings and all. Okay, so many things are there sticking there. Hmm. Okay, let it load. But meanwhile, we will try to understand through our slides. Okay? So what I told that this is a cloud-based interface especially developed for S4 HANA, and this is a new user experience for SAP software and applications. And it provides a set of applications that are used in regular business functions, like any work approval is there, right? Top management can use, or manager can use. Any financial apps we can see here, calculation apps are there. Various self-service apps are also available. Now, if questions comes like who will design this Fiori apps and all, right? Can we add our apps or we can create apps and all? So the thing is, for creating these apps and all, they are basically technical team who are called Fiori developers, okay, or also called UI developers, right? And they have knowledge of HTML5, UI5, JavaScript, okay, JSON and all those. Like basically, all UI technologies they know, the programming language they understand, and those people basically they take care of this application development and all. And currently what we are saying, that is a standard application which are provided by SAP itself for the 1909, which is available to us, right? So I don't feel that there is any custom application right now for our system will be there, right? But if we need any custom application to be developed, right? So for that purpose, we will have to ask our favorite developer to do that, right? And similar way, if any custom application we need to develop in SAP GUI, so there are people called ABAP developer, right? They are programmer, ABAP developer. So we ask them, right? We give them our functional specs, our requirement, and those people are very good to understand, right? Technically how they have to achieve that. They make use of tables and all, okay, and they make it presentable to us. So as we get used to as a consultant, as we work on in SAP domain, we understand what kind of user output we want. Like those all things in business meetings we discuss, and output are decided with the business users, right? So if you want to, like, if your question is coming like, okay, can we create the application and all? So yes, you can create if you know all those particular programming languages and all, and you have those particular authorization with you, right? Otherwise, we can't. As a functional consultant, that's not our actually domain. Also, and if needed, we can give our function, our solution, our requirement to the technical team, and they develop. Okay, so anyway, let's go forward. So it's saying that what kind of Fiori applications are available, right? So actually, These all are basically if you are looking for to approach for certification, or you are looking to approach for interviews and all, right? So these might be basic questions as a functional consultant to us also, right? So that's what my point is, keeping all this here. And I am referring very much SAP content only in whole these classes. I will refer SAP content only. So if you want to go for those certification or later, right, you can still refer that. Okay, refer this particular, and with understanding you can try your certification also. But I will say like SAP books are also there, certification books, so you can go for that also. That is highly recommended. But yeah, you can refer this particular teaching also, because I am making most of like my practical my experience, and SAP books I'm taking care of, right? So SAP Fiori apps. So it says like there are basically three types of SAP apps available. Okay, transactional apps, then analytical apps, and then fact sheets of factual apps. Right. So transactional apps are like a daily kind of task where we create our master records, or where we change our passing transactions, invoices, and all. Right. So those all things are called transactional apps, and you can see here that it has so much information like quotation. They have open mind quotation app, they might have opened, right? uh, and it has all information about this like in much better way compared to SAP GUI apps, right? Anyway, when you get practical to this, you will compare this app here and Fiori app and GUI app for the same, and you will understand like how Fiori is more user friendly. Okay, whole idea is like to make it easy for users, okay, mainly business users or indie users. It should not be looking very heavy to them, as SAP GUI sometimes looks like. Then their analytical apps are there. So analytical apps like they are standard also, and they can be custom one also, right? As you can say here, bars and all are there. Okay, these things are available. Some numerical data is available. Okay, graphs are also there. So this all can be designed or presented through analytical apps, right? Then there are fact sheets apps also available. Okay, uh, so this particularly used by the top management and all we have. So once we get to the system, I will try to check what all factual apps are available, what are 100% transactional apps are available. But yes, for our understanding, three kinds of apps are there. Mainly, we focus more on transactional and analytical apps, and you can see like as both apps are here in the one system, right? So what does it mean? It means like Tirtha was asking that day, right? Whether we have separate database or whatever is there, right? So as you can see in the on the same through same Fiori applications, right? One can access transactional apps also and analytical apps also, right? With the same application. So that's the beauty of HANA database, right? Because we have analytical data also available, and we have transactional data also available, and that's why you will listen a lot about embedded analytics in S4 HANA, right? With the Fiori apps, because these analytical apps are nothing but embedded analytics, right? Which are developed here. So these are the apps available. Now moving forward, actually this I want to do practical with you guys, this launchpad features, but I don't know why this is not opening. I just want to take you through practically through this thing. It's a bit slow. Actually, it's very slow. Why is it not working? I think on this I need to check with Monica back there, because see this is very slow, right? It's not coming up. I need to check what problem they have. Because two time back I checked it was working, right? I think there might be a lot of users on the system. That's the reason. Let me check with them, or her, right? But anyway, just let's have a theoretical understanding. Once it is up, we will go through that. But quickly, let's cover this part also for our understanding. That these are the launchpad features which are available here. Okay, this how it will look like. This we called SAP branding and all. Okay, this is the home page. It should come somewhere here. It is coming on the side. Then this is the search button. Then this use the person kind of things you can see, right? So this is the role based thing. If we click here, we can check. We can do some personal application added there, right? And you can see here, see this is this we call active tiles. Okay, this particular apps are there. They're called tiles also. Okay, so these are active tiles. These are called active tiles where real-time data, are analyzed. If you create some apps on that, so that particular active tiles, as I told you, right? If it's standard available, we will see that. Otherwise, we can customize also. Every developer can do that also. So, but these you can understand. You just what you need to know here that we have active tiles also where whatever transactional data is happening, right? Real-time database informations are here available, right? As you want to see. So these are called active tiles. So this is one of the benefit, right? We can see real time what is happening in our particular expenses, right? You can see like it's saying kilometer totals for expenses here, and this is going this much, right? And of course, background some application, conditions will be there, but that once we develop application, we will know. But yeah, we should for our as of now, we should good to know that we have this active tiles also where real time data also shown as okay. Then, as I told about this button bar here, and we can personalize all those things, right? We can add new tile to catalog. We can find the apps if it is not there. We can add. Okay, these all functions we will do. Let's once we get practical, I will take you through. No, don't worry. Okay, I will take you through this because this is very important, right? But let's understand right now. Good, I keeping the slide this thing. So we can do all those changes. We quickly do there. So let's come to theoretical part again. Like if someone asks you like what are the benefits and all, why what is the design principle behind this, right? So five design principles are there. Okay, they might ask, they might not ask, but for us it's good to understand that it is role based. It means like as I told you, right? There are so many too much of apps are given to me here. That's why it's I think taking time to load. Okay, if it is very much specific to me, then because these apps are totally role based. Okay, these though applications whatever we can see on these, they are role based. Okay, authorization based. Our task, what task we do related to that will be there. So these apps can be role based. Every app whatever is there, then they are very responsive. When I say responsive, it means that this application interface is designed in such a way that it can adapt to different devices, right? It can run on multiple devices, like desktop, like iPad, like mobile, all the time where it can work on, right? And when I say simple, so this right now as it is not working, otherwise show you that I will take this through once we are live on that app. But this is simple design. Design simple means once we open an app, right? We can navigate through uh, 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 screens also. We can scroll down also, and we can have a downward status bar also, right? So what I mean to say, like actually for one user and one application, there can be three screens available there, right? So it what it do, it saves a lot of informations and reduce our distractions. I will tell you what does it mean, okay, how it's helpful. Then they say these applications are very coherent. Okay, coherent means like very logical applications are developed here, right? They are applications are based on coherent structure. So these apps speaks all the same language and can be implemented in multiple landscapes and environment. And what benefit of this coherent structure is, like if you get used to one app, right? If you, let's say you are from went to some banking app, right? So similar kind of structure will be there for other module apps also, similar kind of, right? So if you are working on one app, so in this way, what happened? Training to users is very easy, right? If you take them through one app through thoroughly, let's say banking app, master data maintenance for banking app here. So same will kind similar other apps also look like similar way, right? So it doesn't mean like now first you tell them through bank master data, and you might not need to take them through GL master data in detail about the app screen. Of course, like input and all, you can tell them uses of GL app, you can tell them, but use it they can use, right? Once they are used to bank master data app, they can easily use GL master data app and all those customer master data app. So like this structure it is. It's not like bank master data look like something different and GL master data look like something different. Okay, and as instant value it is because with HANA and all and real time things comes up, all those things. So whatever information is given, that is instant, right? So adoption barrier is very low. Okay, because both from the IT system side now and on the user adoption side also, because we have good Fiori user interface developed here. And second thing, our HANA whatever real time information they give, so adoption also very easy. So these are the five basic designing principles for SAP Fiori user experience. Okay, on this basis of these five principles, which is designed. Then what is the benefit, right? So benefit is this is easy access, right? To because user can access from all the platform, whether it is from all three. As I'm mentioning again and again, all three kind of platforms, right? They can access it. So that's why this is easily accessible. Uh, of course, it increased productivity, right? Because if you can interact faster and direct access from all three devices, so of course, like if you have to approve, you don't need to log in again. And even this, one more thing I will try to say, like this web URL which is there, this is a stable one. You can bookmark it and no need to log in again to the SAP GUI. Okay, and you can come to your browser, this bookmark it, you just click it, run it, enter your user IDs and password, and you can come directly. So no need to even access SAP system. This is one usability of this or benefits of it. So this increase productivity in some way, right? Because you can go through your mobile also, and you can access and you could do the your needful things, some approval and all those things you can take care, right? Then of course I told you that embedded analytics are there, like analytical reports are available there, right? Then notification, because real time is working, so timely notification comes into picture, right? So it comes more transparency, right? If we have real time information, as I'm focusing again and again, so timely or more transparent decision can be made by top management, right? And and as real time information available, so time to value also improves, because user can take quick and informed action, right? And uh, as I told you again, that information can be remotely accessed, right? And real time information available. So these all are the key benefits, which many more are there, like but these are the key benefits which SAP S4 HANA Fiori provides, right? And here comes to as I'm talking about roles again and again, right? So um, there is an SAP Fiori apps library, right? Where I just want to show you some app there, but it's not working. But anyway, let me quickly take you through this library thing. Okay, this is freely available to all of us, right? uh, if you want to see, okay, this is accessible to us. Any Fiori app, if it's not shown, so you can come and check. Okay, if it is not available to your screen, okay, no, I think because of this server thing, it is slow or what. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, okay, I thought, have I lost you guys or what? So much of silence. I thought I am just burbling. What is okay, fine. Anyway, good. You guys are here. I thought what happened here again. I'm just blabbering here again. Anyway, good to know you guys are here. Okay, so I hope you guys are following me here, right? This is also not opening. What happened to this now? This usually opens easily. Oh God, what is happening?
Maybe network issue.
Uh, I don't think so, man. I don't know this 5G also is working, because this is pretty fast. Okay, let's check something. Search something. What should I search? Let's say. Let's say, is it playing good or not? Uh-huh.
Then net issue only. See, this one also not opening.
Correct, correct, correct. Uh, okay, now what is US, you should not do so. Let's check this one. Yeah, it's here, right? Okay, fine. Great. So you can see this here, right? I can quickly come to this all apps here, right? And if any app we want to search here, like, okay, is this open now? You open, let me close here. Okay, it's taking time. Okay, yeah. Let me quickly take it to here. Okay, what we can see if we want some app, right, and if app is not with us, so many times we ask our basis team to give us that particular role and all those things, but they ask what role you want, right? We say we want customer master data, then it doesn't make much sense to them, right? So anyway, they should know about this. But anyway, if not, then what if you are asking like anything, then see this customer data we want, we can come here. This library access available to all of us. We come here, okay, and we can check something here like device type where it will all this application will run. So it is compatible with desktop, smartphone, tablet, all right. We come to implementation information, then we come here to configuration information, right? Because we want our role, which role should be there, like authorization one, right? Then we have this particular role with us, right? Okay, so we can give a basic team, okay, fine, this particular role I want to be assigned, right? Okay, so we can give them this and we will get it, right? This you can use like if you're asking Monica and all that, okay, this app I want not in favorite, so they might ask you guys, right? So we can ask, give them this particular role and all those things, okay, right? So you can just ping him this business role and the base system which they have, they will assign that particular role. Now where they will assign this role, okay? So basically what happened, there is a transaction called SU01, okay, where all the time you can you can enter your user ID here, okay, and you go to display, you can come to your roles, okay, and you can check whether your role is assigned or not, okay, here basically that particular role name will be here, okay. You can see so many Z also assigned. This basically they do because they should not they do so that they should not overwrite any SAP standard roles and all those things, right? So okay, so this all roles they created here, and on that role, that particular things, whatever I shown you here, right? That is custom role, whatever is there, it is assigned. Basically, this is part of basis team. But yes, you can see if you want, you can come here, you can see here, right? And once you get equipped enough, right, you can use this particular transaction code to role maintenance and all. You can create your own role. Uh, Create with Z. Okay, let's say something Z role, then you can create it as a single role. Okay, and then you can give some description here, test role. Okay, and It's asking for saving first. I saved it. Then asking for menu, which transactions you want to add. You can add your transaction codes here if you want, right? Uh, Workflow, then authorizations. This all get generated automatically. Then user things and all those things happening here, right? So from menus, if you want from a SAP menu, anything is there. From so this basically, so how this is how we can create our roles ourselves, right? We can add if you want, if you have other authorization in training system, you might have, right? So you can use this and you can create your own role for Fiori apps and all, right? Not only Fiori apps, many for Breeze also. If something role is not there, it will say you are not able to access this and all. So that also you can check roles and all. I will tell you like down the classes if something not applies to us, I will tell you how to use this, right? Because in training system, it is not good to ask again and again to them. It might take time, right? And we are practicing, so it's good to implement for ourselves. It's good to know. But basically, in system, this is not our area. When we are into a P environment, we are working live. This is basis team, okay? This is called something called roles, authorizations, or security thing, right? So this we should not do, okay? So okay. So let's see anything more to cover. No, fine, guys. So today, this much I was intended to cover. Okay. And as Chandra has asked that, are we following any methodologies and all, right? Question there. So yes, we are following in S4HANA. Activate methodology is there, right? In next session, I will take you through that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then we will come to our single source of truth, Universal Journal, which is a big innovation and development done for S4HANA. Okay. And that is very important to understand. And after that, these two more session happens, we will come to our configuration thing. We will check. Then we will go to SAP systems. Okay. We will configure, run reports and all. Then we will enjoy. Okay. Till now, it is just, but I think this is good to know. Okay. I just don't want to start from starting because I thought that this will help you guys, right? So that's why I'm taking you through all this thing, though it is a very theoretical thing, but it's good to know and understand, right?
Yeah, it's right thing.
Right. So that's what. So today we have covered deployment, we have covered SAP GUI, like user interfaces. Anyway, next class, this Fiori app was not accessible, right? I will check with him why they so slow. And the next time I will take you through first through Fiori, that particular, apps and all, how we can customize there if we are authorized, right? What some interesting thing we will check there also, some practical things, okay, learn from there. And then we will go through our methodologies and universal general and all those things, okay? And don't worry,
Okay.
I will take you through like what kind of business users are, what kind of SAP consultants are there, what kind of projects are there, right? All those things I will take you through.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I would have shared with you
Okay.
guys course content, but I am just still with our my understanding with you guys. I'm just designing it. Okay, I will just trying to put okay what I can put, what I cannot, right? Because this is as you all know,
Okay.
this is